Many of the SMEs were struggling. How do I get the right people on my board? I'd like to think, when you think about a house, think of a house that does not have a roof on it. Does everyone qualify to come for rent a board?
Exactly.
No.
Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Pheona Wall. I'm the Executive Director of the Fidelis Leadership Institute, but I am here on behalf of ACLAIM Africa Limited, bringing to you the Rent a Board podcast. We have been talking about governance, and one of the things that we have seen is that much as Uganda is the midwife to so many wonderful companies and is one of the most entrepreneurial countries in the world, and one of the most, should I say, most comfortable countries in which to do business. We also have a problem. The infant mortality rate, and I call it infant mortality rate of our companies, is very high. I call it infant mortality rate because most of them don't even see their first birthdays. And this is because of founder issues, this is because of governance, this is because of lack of access to finance, and sometimes overregulation, we've got to say it. However, how do we get out of that? And we know very well that in developing countries, SMEs constitute almost 70% of the GDP. They contribute to that. So if you work on them, if you cure them, then maybe Vision 2040 can be a reality. The SDGs speak to so many things that lead to sustainability, but without governance, we've understood it is the lifeline of the company. Without governance, there's probably no future for your company, for your baby. So with me to speak about what this whole rent a board issue is Alfred Agaba, the managing director of ACLAIM Africa, which since 1995 has been advising organizations on governance, and they stand for thriving organizations, right? That's your vision, to see thriving organizations. So Alfred, please introduce yourself more appropriately, and then we get into it.
Thank you, Pheona. Alfred Brian Agaba is my name, Managing Director at ACLAIM Africa Limited. Thriving organizations is what is very, very central to our hearts. I don't want to go ahead of myself, but I really, really love governance. I love governance, but I won't go ahead of myself. I will wait for the questions, and I will be very, very obedient as I follow the questions.
This is going to be a conversation, not questions.
All right.
But speaking about loving governance, what for you does governance mean? When you say governance, what does that mean? And what do you love about it?
That's a very interesting question. I'd like to think, when you think about a house, think of a house that does not have a roof on it. Mm-hmm. When it's not raining, when it's not shining, it's all okay. The day it rains, you feel it. The day it shines heavily, I mean really, really bright, you feel it. So for me, a business that does not have governance is like a house that does not have a roof. Simply put.
Exposed.
Simply put. Exposed. When the rains come,
you're not ready.
Heat. When the sun is hot, you're heat. So governance is that cover.
It's cover.
It's that cover that the house needs to be able to go through the vagaries of storms and weather vagaries and things like that. So bring it away from businesses. That's how I think about governance when I think governance. And why I'm so passionate about it is because you think about what you just talked about. You think about businesses, and many businesses that are failing out there, many times is because they're exposed. They don't know that they're exposed at times, but they are. And they get to know late. They get to know when the rains come.
Yes.
You know, they get to know when the rains come, when the sun is shining and really is bright. That's when they get to know about it. So for me, just as a metaphor, I think about a house. And my passion for SMEs and my passion for governance in SMEs is because I think I was tired of that infant mortality rate of businesses. So for me, that's governance in a nutshell.
Okay, so tell us, what is this rent a board vision? How long has it been going on? And Yes, before I pile on more questions.
Think about a person that leaves university, gets a good job, a corporate job somewhere, and they want to live in a very nice house, talking houses again. They want to live in a nice house, but they can't own it. They don't have the money to pay for it. They can't buy one, or they can't build one, but they need shelter. So what do? They find a house to rent. They rent a house.
So we're renting a board because we can't afford it.
I thought about that, and I thought, if a person needs shelter,
yes,
and they can rent a house,
why can't we rent a roof?
Why can't he rent a board? Why can't he rent a roof? And for me, that was the foundation. The name is so simple, but that was it. Because many of the SMEs were struggling. How do I get the right people on my board? When they get to my board, they're going to take over everything. Or they say, when you're on a board, you can fire the CEO and owner. They might fire me.
I've had those concerns.
Thank you. So I was thinking, what is that we can do that makes this CEO and business owner comfortable, that no one is going to come to your business to hire you or to fire you? The beauty about Rent a Board is we are hired by that CEO. And that's a whole different governance framework. We're used to the board hiring the CEO. Now you have a CEO owner hiring the board. And yet we've been able to build mechanisms that allow for good accountability from a CEO that has actually hired the board.
Have you, you see, we've had also, one thing we didn't say is governance might not be governance, if you know what I mean. Sometimes people tick boxes.
Yes.
They appoint their grandmothers and grandfathers as the board, and then, nothing ever happens. Someone told me recently that they had a board for 3 years and the board did nothing. They just came and picked allowances.
I hear those ones.
So what's the difference with your rented boards?
Interesting again, back to my roof. Some people have built houses and put roofs, but either they've not fastened the roof very well to the house, so when a good wind blows, off they go. Or they have the roof, good iron sheets, but they have holes in them. The question to the business owner is, if I want to put a good roof on my house, am I going to put iron sheets that I know have holes? Or am I going to put a roof that I know is not going to be fastened very well on the house? So my call to business owners is, you want to bring a board of people that you know are going to bring value to you. Now, I know that many SMEs struggle, and many SME owners struggle to find that person. So what we do at ACLAIM Africa in Rent a Board, we find those people for you. We have those people. They are trained very well. We bring 5 people to a board. So you have a board chair, someone very good at strategy, leading the board and all that. We have a board secretary. The board secretarial role sits within ACLAIM Africa Limited.
Okay.
Right? Then we have 3 experts who come on board. One is a finance expert. Now, most of these small and medium enterprises struggle with accessing finance, understanding their numbers, and they just need someone to think with. So you have a finance expert.
Yes.
We have a marketing expert. Again, access to markets. Who am I serving out there? And then finally, we have an operations expert. Now, if we are offering Rent a Board to a school, for example,
yes,
the operations expert is going to be a guru in education. If we're going to have Rent a Board for a financial institution, the operations person is going to be a guru
in that sector,
in that area. So I can bounce off my ideas in the specific area with that person, or marketing or finance. So it's not too big, 7 or 9 or 10,
yes,
and it's not too small. So we've kept the number at about 5.
Okay. Yeah. So how do you ensure that these people that you give to these organizations actually know what they're doing? There's being a good lawyer when I do not know how to be a board member of an organization, I might go in there and insist on being the lawyer of the organization. How do you help them create that distance, but also be effective at the same time?
Right. Very, very good question there. So in the Rent a Board product, what we try to do is bring people that are very well trained to serve on boards. The other organizations that we partner with that do very good board trainings. So we partner with them. I actually participate in some of these as well. While I'm there, I'm also looking for potential board members who can come in and join. Those who are shining out there saying, hey, come
That's
and join us.
what you are doing in Lead.
Yes. So in League of East African Directors, I do the same. And some other partnerships we have as well. Journey to the Boardroom, Women on Boards, and all those. We're trying to find who are those good board members who are very passionate about these businesses, who are not just coming in to tick a box, who are not just coming in to be rhinos. You know, rhinos really here in name only. We don't want rhinos. We want
I did not know that one.
Really here in name only, where
only.
they say, I'm on the board of this organization, but you're not bringing value to the space. But so we try to look for people in that space. We train them as well internally. We have one-on-ones with them as well, just to make sure that their hearts are right and they're directed in as far as the mission of the organization is concerned.
So if I'm an organization, I'm an SME, I'm a startup, I don't even have an accountant yet. I don't have an auditor. How am I going to have a finance committee of the board? What am I going to say to them?
Glad that you asked that question. And it's a question about, does everyone qualify to come for Rent a Board?
Exactly.
And the answer is no.
Okay.
So there's a whole framework, there's a whole growth in governance that I think organizations need to go through. I have just started my business. I am alone, and my business is at home. I'm the CEO and the marketing manager.
I don't even pay rent.
I don't even pay rent. I even don't pay salary. I miss paying myself salary and all those things. Now, when you are at that level, what I ask people to do is, in your phone book, have an accountant. Don't have my number.
Call.
But have an accountant. Have an HR expert. Have a lawyer. Have a marketing expert as friends. Be intentional about building relationships with these people. When you're done with your accounts end of month, let's say, I'm an accountant. So call me, call Alfred home for tea. Call me to visit you for tea.
And then say, please look
While there, we're taking tea, and you say, but by the way, I have this thing in my business. What do you think?
I think professionals are going to have issue with you.
But that's the start. So have these people that are in your phone book, that you are intentional. Know the birthdays of their children and celebrate them, building relationship with these people. After a while, you realize that if you have a finance friend and an HR friend, the finance friend will say, goodness, your cost structure is so heavy on people, you need to cut costs. And your HR friend is going to say, goodness, you need to increase on your benefits to your people. Conflicting advice. So it means that you get into a place, you're getting advice from one and the other, and it's conflicting, and you don't know what to do. Now, at that point, it is time for you to organize a barbecue at home.
When they're all there.
And call the three friends.
The board meeting.
Call all the three friends. Guess what? We are not yet talking board.
But we're eating a lot of meat.
Yes, we need to eat. So call in these people, do a barbecue. There are three. Now, your HR friend is here, your finance friend is here, your lawyer is here. Eat, enjoy, and guys, by the way, there was this thing I was thinking about, my people and my people's salary, my people costs. And then the HR person will say, increase it. And then the finance person will say, yeah, you need to increase, but you need to think about your bottom line. Now, the two are talking. So there's context. So they begin to hear each other. At that point, what you're doing is you are getting used to getting professional advice from people. Because if you don't do that and just get a board, once the board comes in, you say, why are you asking me all these questions? Do you know how I started my business?
That's an excellent angle, because the whole aspect of, I also work with SMEs, and the whole aspect sometimes of accepting the board concept is so alien. Even when you explain it, they don't understand. But I like what you say, that it's important to do that
Yeah.
so that you learn to take advice.
Yes.
You learn to hear
Yes.
and listen. And
Yes. So maybe to add to that, just finally,
Yes.
after those 3 friends, you're ready to come for rent aboard.
how long?
After those 3
How long
friends,
should you eat barbecues?
You're ready to come for rent aboard, but also you need to have some people within the organization. You've managed to get an accountant
Who are
in.
skilled.
Even if they're coming 2 days a week, it's okay.
Okay.
You have a marketing person in, maybe they're coming 2 days a week. Because when we get to the renter board, my finance person on the board will be saying, so I want to work with someone within the organization that I can build. Now, if there is no one and it's you, then there's a challenge.
Exactly.
So at that point, you're not ready for renter board.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. That creates light. And I think they've explained for you what you need to do to grow to the level where you need to rent a board. And one of the things that we've seen with boards, I think a big crisis sometimes is founder issues. And we've seen this with many boards. We've seen this with boards of private institutions, even government institutions, all institutions. Founder boards sometimes have a hard time letting go. And I think that's why also CEOs sometimes struggle, especially if they've been they're CEOs who are board chairs also. Yeah. So what would you say to that? How do we solve that conundrum?
Yes, I'd like to think that what they're facing is real. Because sometimes, yes, you bring in these board members, yes, they don't have the context of where you've come from. And the trust issues are real because you're thinking, I'm not very sure what these people are going to say. I'm not really very sure that they have the best interests of my business at heart. Or at times you think, these people just don't know. They don't know what I'm going through running this business. So there's that bit. And sometimes when you start your business or start your organization, there's a whole sense of the birth pains that you went through. I'm not a lady, but I know, at least I've seen my wife go through.
Do not presume to presume.
I have been there in the labor room, and I've seen things happen. So you have a person go through this process, and there's a sense in which they get attached to it, and they feel like, I am the key person here. When you build a business, slowly by slowly, you cease to be the main stakeholder. Customers begin to come in and they become stakeholders.
They become important.
They become very important stakeholders.
Yes.
You know, if you've been offering a service to the market, you can't wake up one day and say, I've stopped.
Yeah.
They'll say, why are you stopping? We depend on you. You had a school. We came to your school that you started. Then midterm, you say,
I'm tired.
I don't feel like teaching. Excuse me?
Tired
No.
of your planned children.
No. The children come and they have to come for the whole term. It's no longer your school.
Yeah.
It belongs to the parents. It belongs to the children. It belongs to all these people out there, then the regulator services at Uganda. They're all those that are coming in that are part owners. So it's a realization for the business owner. Yes, I started it, but I started it for the greater good of society. And so it is owned by society and all these people. And that's validation. If you've begun something and it's got to a level where the entire society around you depends on it, it's validation for what you did as well.
Yeah.
So for me, the message I'd pass on to these people is to say, yes, you started. Thank you. And thank you for starting. But sometimes what we need to start is not what we need to go forward to the next level. There is a rentable. Now I'm going to warn some of those that who might want even to come for rentable. There is one of the boards where we advised the CEO owner to fire themselves.
Ooh.
Because they had become the problem.
The hard conversation.
They had become the problem for the business. And we said, if you want your business to grow further, get a good general manager who is going to run with this. Yes, you can maintain the CEO position, right?
But in name
let
only.
someone run this thing. You are running it down. So those are some of the tough conversations we have with these people. If we find that the person is the wrong person for that time, you started, but someone else should come in to build systems, to scale the organization, then we say, you know what? You're the wrong person at the moment. Maybe, just maybe, you might need to step down. And thankfully, they took the advice.
Well done. So, last words If you were put at gunpoint and the robber told you, why do I have to rent a board? Tell them.
Thank you. For starters, I know Kung Fu. So if a robber...
There's a gun to your head, Alfred.
Right. I would say, back to what I started with.
Yeah.
Just think, I don't like to complicate things, I like to keep them simple. Think of a house. Your business is your house. Do you want to have a house without a roof? Or do you want to have a house with a leaking roof? Or do you want to have a house with a roof that will be blown away with just one simple wave? Have a board, scaling all the way from friends up to a renter board, up to a legal board even later on. But grow slowly in your governance.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. I hope they don't kill me after that.
Thank you very much. That has been an awesome conversation. There's a lot to take home. I'm taking home the rhino bit. I hope you're not a rhino in your board or in your organization. I have been Pheona Wall from the Fidelis Leadership Institute, hosting the ACLAIM Africa Limited podcast on governance. And we are talking about rent a board. How do you rent a board? And with me to say all this was Alfred Agaba, the Managing Director of ACLAIM Africa Limited. And if you need a roof on your house, on your company, on your baby, rent a board.